What's up guys, welcome back to the next tutorial learning Java. My name is QDS Dani and you guys watching my channel Korayowood. Alright, so in the previous video we have seen what constructor is. We have created constructor of the class line, and here we have instantiated our new constructor. In this video we're going to talk about multiple constructor, in other words we're going to show you guys how to overloading a constructor. Okay, so what is how to overload our constructor, and the most important ones is what is overloading constructor, what is overload means. So a class, like I said in the previous video, can have a constructor, as we already know, and one more news. And the other thing is that class can have more than one constructor. It can have two constructor, or it can have three constructor. So if a class have multiple constructors, they are called overloaded constructors. So I'm going to put it here. That's a new term. If you haven't heard this, it's called overloaded constructors. Just like a building site can have multiple builders. Our multiple construction companies. So a class, I'm gonna remove this guy from here because we're gonna see overloaded constructor, and I'm going to remove this guy from here. As I said, a class can have a a class can have more than one constructor. So now you guys might argue with me that look, we have one constructor here. It says lion. What if I have a second construction? So by all means, I'm going to copy this constructor. I'm going to put a second constructor. So I'm gonna put, that's the first constructor. So I'm gonna put it here, first constructor, and I'm gonna put it here, second constructor. But the problem here with the second constructor, Java is very furious. So I'm gonna say, wow, what's the problem with Java? Line is already defined, but now you're going to ask me how the heck we're going to have a constructor if Java is not even accepting this one. So you guys need to change the method, our constructor signature. Did I mention the signature? Yes, signature. You guys need to change here the parameter here inside this parenthesis here. Say even if you have a method, say for example method line sleeps, for example, or you can have int, string, whatever. If you have the same name again, Java is going to give you trouble. So in order to avoid that, you guys need to change the signature or the parameter here. So we're going to put a string, say for example name, for example. Alright, so now if you look in here, the error has gone away because we changed the parameter here. Now there is a line here, now there is a line here, and look in here, the line, for example, the line name is Alex, for example. Line name is Alex. So you can come here and you can put a, say here, line, then you guys need to change here the line L1 is equal to new line. Our the line L2 is a new line again. So the line, for example, L2 equal to new line. Alright, so now if we want to run, for example, we're going to run and we're going to see what's the problem. We're going to see here line rows and line rows. Why even we see it here, but we created different constructor. That's the first one, that's the second one, and the third one. All of them goes with the line rows. So what's happening here? The reason here happening here because we didn't put anything here, because here we changed the name here. We did now this constructor, the second one, is expecting us to put something here. Say we put at the line, for example, name is, for example, instead of Alex, we're gonna put it here is, then we put a plus name. We're gonna concatenate then this one here. So now Java is expecting us to put something here inside this parenthesis here. So what we're gonna do, we are not gonna put a name now because we don't need to put it now, and then we're gonna put it here. What we're gonna put it here, name is gonna be Alex. So now the first one is gonna be the lion, this guy here. The second one is gonna be exactly the same one because there is no parameter inside. The second one is going to be exactly the same guy, and now the third one is distinct because the third one accepts a string name here. So we're going to put a string name here. So when we run, and we're going to see two constructors above the above, and the third one which we changed the line name is for example Alex. So how about if you put a third one? We can put the third one too if you guys like. So we're gonna copy this exactly the same guy, or if you guys want to type the third one, we're gonna put a public. For example, we're gonna put a lion, and now instead of this string name, we're gonna change it to, for example, int. We're gonna put an int age. So the error is gone away, and here you guys need to put a system out, but don't put the name, because as soon as you put the name, Java is going to be furious because we already used the name. So we're going to come here and put this guy here. Now because this name here and this name is in conflict, so we need to change the age. So we need to put an age here. So the line the line we're gonna put it on top the line age is the lion age is. Now we're gonna put an integer here with the line age. So now effectively we have overloaded our constructor, and we have done it 3 times. That's the original one, that's the second one, and that's the third one. But if you look in here, all of them, the first one doesn't have the parameter, the second one have a parameter, the third one have a parameter, but these 2 parameters are distinct. These 2 are not the same. Look in here, there's got a string and it's int age. You can put a string name or a string name, so first name, last name, you can put that, but as long as it's not exactly the same as this one, so the functions, the constructors, the function signature of this one and this one should be distinct. That's in simple words, in simple English words. So now you're gonna come here, the line 3, you can put a line L3. So we can put L3 equal to new, and we're gonna put a line. But if you put a line, this is gonna jump in. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this one because we don't need this, and here I'm gonna put a, say for example, age. The age is, for example, our line is 20 years old. And if you look in here, the IntelliJ idea very clever. As soon as you guys are gonna put it here, it checks here, it's the age, and it puts the age for you, the faint here, faint gray. And if you put a name, look in here, and it puts a name for you. So but if you try to put the second one, then it's going to give you error. Okay, so now we're going to run to see if our program's got any error. Now our program's done successfully. So you can hear the line rows. That's the first one. The second one is the line name is Alex. The third one, the line age is 20. All of them is coming from the constructor. So that's how we're gonna overload our constructor. So look in here, that's the first constructor, that's the second constructor, and that's the third constructor. So the first constructor takes no parameter. There's no parameter. The second one takes a string name. The third one takes int age. And so if you look in here and we act accordingly, and we say the new line, our we can say line 1, L1, L2 or L3. So that's how we're gonna overload our constructor. So our constructor overloaded 3 times. And keep in mind, when we do constructors, the constructor should share the same name, should have the same name as the class. But if you want to overload your constructor, it needs to change the signature. This whole thing is called a signature, and you guys need to change the parameter here, and then you can do exactly the same. Because in programming, you guys sometimes you guys can come in situations, very complicated situation, when you guys need more than one constructor. You guys want your class to have more than one constructor. Say for example, if you are building a system like Windows, because it's a huge operating system, and it has a, say for example, it goes for looks after the heating or cooling of the system, our RAM, random access memory, or you can name it hard disk, or it goes to the register and blah blah blah. Then you guys might need more than one constructor. And Java, C++, and every other programming language provides you with how to overload, how to use more than one constructor, or how to overload your constructor. This method applies exactly with this overloading applies exactly the same as method. So you can overload the method exactly the same. So this technique, you guys can apply it exactly the same, but you guys need to change the signature here. You guys need to change the parameter here. So now line 1, line 2, and line 3 are 3 constructors. We are creating constructor, but we have overloaded constructor, but all of these constructors are different. So that's how we can overload our constructors in Java. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and do not forget to subscribe my channel Korayawood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.